with her ex, but you gotta remind yourself that she was single. You were single too. Y'all got back together after that. So your relationship, y'all break up, single for a week. She hooked up with her ex, then y'all got back after that. So the boundaries established after y'all got back together. But prior to that, that was free time to do whatever she wanted to do. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Nerdy Dating. I'm your host, Zakka. And what is Nerdy Dating? It's a relationship advice podcast from a viewpoint of a nerd. And here's a question you want me to answer, or you want to have a conversation with friends and family, you got dating questions you need resolved, send it to me. Send it to alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com, alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. You can also put it in the comment section below, and you can send it to me on my Instagram and TikTok, Nerdy Dating, Alizakka. It's alizakkanerdydating. You can send all the information to me and I'll get on the episode and answer your question like today's episode. But before I get into that, please like, share, subscribe, tell friends and family about Nerdy Dating. Now, let's go and get to today's first question. And this question comes from Instagram. The question is, how can you date and meet people when you're pretty much virtually work from home? So you don't work in office, you work from home, and you don't get out as much. How can you meet people? And the answer to that question, there's multiple ways you can do that. If you work from home, so you don't, you wake up in the morning, go straight to your coffee table, start working, you don't go outside, you don't get out and do stuff. Dating apps is one way to do it. Cause maybe you have an introverted lifestyle. Maybe you're somebody who don't go out as much, like you just said there. So you have this introverted lifestyle where you like being inside, maybe watching movies, playing video games, board games, something like that, where you're not really big on the bar scene or the crowd scene or the club or whatever the case may be. And that's perfectly fine. So dating apps is one way to get to meet people, to get out there and meet, 100 people on an app. Like I said before, a dating app, and I heard this from Jared Freed, is like a bar in your pocket, 100%. So therefore, you can get to meet and mingle with people without leaving the comfort of your couch. But however, once you start matching with people, you have to get off the apps. You got to get out there. Maybe it's a coffee date. Maybe it's a date for drinks. It don't have to be a bar. It could be a lounge, or it doesn't be a club. It can be a lounge. It can be somewhere where they do coffee and alcohol at the same time. So you have to get out and meet somebody. And maybe you're not a drinker. Maybe you just want to go for like sushi or go for slushies and smoothies. And there's different places you can go to meet somebody for something quick and short, to get to talk to them and just get to know if they're a right match for you. One way to also meet somebody is put on your dating apps the things that you're into versus things that you're not into. Don't say like I'm an introvert. Well, you can say what kind of style you are. Maybe you're an extrovert, introvert. But put on your dating app what you're into, so the person who's matching with you will pretty much pick you for the things that you're doing, not the dislikes that you have. That's one way to meet somebody and start dating, is the dating apps. Another thing you can do just to get to meet people is start joining clubs. What are the things that you're into? For example, I'm into volleyball. And I start playing volleyball on Friday nights. Volleyball is a volleyball court I go play with people, and I meet people that way. But maybe you're like into books. Well, join a book club. You can look on Facebook and find, things you can do in your area, little communities and pockets for stuff you're into. Maybe you're into movies. You can find a movie club to join and talk to and get to meet people. And your focus on that is just to meet people. It's not really to look to date, because once you start meeting people, get to know a little more people, you might meet somebody who has a friend who's looking to date somebody, and therefore you like, hey, I want to introduce me to your friend, and open that conversation up, get to know a bigger network, and off that network you might meet somebody who will be interested in the things you're into or looking to date just like you are. So get into clubs, go find things, get yourself out there a little bit more. I'm not saying go to everything and not go to like the club, but like go to book clubs, video game clubs, movie clubs, where everything you're into, gardening, arts and crafts. Go out and do things where you get to meet some few people, and not a big group of people, like maybe 5 to 10, maybe 15. And then that opens up your world a little bit more. So dating apps is one of them. Join a small club or a club that you can find on a community on Facebook, Instagram. And one last thing, Bumble has a good one called Bumble BFF, where you can meet a group of people who are looking to do things. And it could be guys, girls, whatever the case may be. But Bumble BFF to get you out there and get you off the couch a little bit more, and go out and do things, or meet different variety of group of people who might be interested in the same thing you're into. So those are the 3 things I would give somebody advice to who's virtually work from home, who doesn't go out as much. The dating apps are one. 2 is join a small club that gets you out of the house, that gets you off the couch. And 3, Bumblebee effect, we can meet people who are also doing some of the things that you want to do, and you can swipe left and right on groups that you're like, okay, this might be a fun group I'm gonna go out with and have fun. Maybe their thing is board game night at the board game, place. And for example, Kansas City has a board game little bar. We can go play board games and get some drinks. Maybe find a group that's into that. Another friend of mine does D&D. You can find a D&D group, and therefore bringing out your, horizon, expanding your horizon. Maybe meet 4 people in the D&D group. They have somebody who joins in one night to come hang out. Cute girl, like, okay, let me go talk to her. Cute guy, okay, let me go talk to him. So that's the way you get out there. Join little small groups in the dating apps. All right. Time some questions from Reddit. Here's the next question. How to carry a conversation on dating apps. Usually I talk about their interests, compliment them, try to seem cool and not text too much, but the conversation just dies after a couple of texts. The best, I talk some days and then ghost it. What am I doing wrong, guys? How to carry on a conversation on dating apps. So the dating apps, you don't want to be on the apps for more than like 3 days after you're meeting somebody. You want to get off the app as quickly as possible. So you start a conversation with somebody and you have a back and forth. You open up with not just a compliment, but open up with something on their bio, or open up with something that's in their picture. They have a picture of the dog. You can start a conversation about the dog. If a picture of them skiing or doing something like adventures, ask them how that trip went. They have a picture of them reading a book. Ask them about that book. If they're doing things where they're just not just smiling all the time, kids. Yeah, you match somebody who had nothing but profile pictures of them smiling, but like in their face and nothing, they're not doing anything. It could be a boring person. It might not continue the conversation. So speak to something that's in their profile, speak to something that's on their picture, and then once you get that back and forth, try to get off the apps. Don't sit there and try to wait, 5 to 7 or 10 days to have it back and forth. Once you get comfortable where you're like, okay, we had 2 days of back and forth, then try to like, hey, what are you doing this weekend? What are you doing tomorrow? What are you doing, whatever the case may be, and set up a date to meet in person. And it doesn't have to be this big, grandiose date. It could be something as simple as going to get coffee, going to get smoothies, going to get so-and-so. Maybe in 30 minutes, an hour of your time for this date. And the date goes good, keep it going. But that way you get to meet somebody and see, what they're into, what they're about, and see how they actually are in person, versus trying to stay on this app and have this conversation, which can die out. So how do you carry a conversation on dating apps? Ask questions about their profile. Ask questions about the person, because people like to talk about themselves, and they don't want to give you anything back. Then maybe that person's not into you more than just your physical attraction, and that's perfectly fine. Keep it moving. But they're going back and forth with you and you having a good conversation, try to move it off the dating apps as quickly as possible. Do not sit in the apps and try and figure out, how long am I going to stay around? No. Don't do that, because you'll find yourself missing your opportunity, and next thing you know, you're like, I'm getting ghosted again. Try to get off the apps as quickly as possible. All right, next question here. Caught boyfriend was watching a sex tape of his ex when getting a BJ from me. I was giving my boyfriend head the other night and he went on his phone. He got up and put his phone down. His phone was facing up next to me. I noticed it was a video of him in his bedroom. He never slept with me in his bedroom. He always got to my place, or he always go to my place. I look at the video and I see it is his ex-girlfriend. I click out and there were multiple videos of her. Right away, I confronted him and he told me I was crazy for going through his phone. I said, I don't care that I'm crazy. He then said it wasn't his ex. Then he said it was, but I'm obsessed with her and he's with me and not her. He said he just used that to speed things up because he had to go back to work. The worst part is the video was at a really bad angle, okay, and you couldn't even really see me. It wasn't like an explicit or graphic video, so I didn't get why he needed it. I felt like he would rather have sex with her than me. Sorry about that. We have been fighting about this and he just keeps saying he's sorry. Is it bad I can't see myself sleeping with him anymore? Why was he watching the video? Any questions should I ask or bring up to him? Any questions should I ask or bring up to him? I don't think you need to bring any more questions. You already got your answer. What more do you want? What more do you want from this? He told you, he keeps the video where he said here, then he said it wasn't, then he said it was his ex, but I'm obsessed with her and he's with me and not her. He said he just used that to speed things up because he had to go back to work. I don't like the idea of him using a video of his past to get off while you're going down on him. You got your answer. You don't like that. He's saying he's sorry, but if you want to work this out and do it, like keep it going, okay, that's something you'll have to work with him. He said he's sorry and you take his word from him, and he does that again, then you gotta be out. You can't keep that going. Like, he's not respecting you after that. The first time, like, it's wild that he did it the first time, but the fact that he kept the videos and he's doing it to get off to him of his ex, now it's complete strangers, completely different thing, like a adult actress, completely different thing, but the fact is his ex, and he's doing it while you're right there going down on him, to me is like lack self-awareness, and he is not appreciating you during that time of intimacy. You say you can't see yourself sleeping with him now. I say you had to have that conversation with him, like, hey, we got to work on this. We can't keep doing that. You can't do this to us anymore. I don't feel comfortable you watching videos. Make it about you. I don't feel comfortable with you watching videos of your ex as I'm going down on you, or watching videos of your ex in general, while you're having sex with your ex. I don't feel comfortable with that at all. That makes me feel very uneasy. It makes me feel like I'm not getting enough attention from you sexually. I'm not attracted to that, and I'm actually turned off sexually. Tell him that. Like, I just don't feel appreciative. I don't feel like I have enough attention, and I really feel like that you're not into me as much as you could be. And tell him that. And he said, I apologize. I'm gonna try to get better. I'm gonna, just delete the videos, whatever the case may be, and focus on, you. Maybe ask him, can we make a video together? Can we do videos together and not just get rid of those videos and we make new videos, new content? You can go with that route, and he's like, okay, I'm down with that, and he actually deletes the videos. But if he does this again and don't delete the videos, you have to leave him. Like, you're not satisfied in a relationship. You don't feel like you can have sex with him anymore, and you guys trying to talk it out, and that doesn't work. That's your option. So my option for you in this situation is talking about it. Talk about how you really feel, and leave it one last time. Don't keep pushing the situation. Say, this is how I feel. Give him a chance to, correct the issue. Like, he says, it's not even a good angle, stuff like that. Don't worry about what the angle is. It's the concept of it. So just give him an opportunity to, do better. And if he does this again, then you have to say, all right, I'm stepping away from this relationship. I do not feel appreciated sexually. I don't feel that I don't feel comfortable in this while you're doing that. It's not for me. And that's perfectly fine. You have to move on. So that's my advice. Give him an opportunity to fix it. Tell him how you feel. Don't point out the ex. Don't say, well, you're doing this with your ex. You're doing it. No. Point out how you feel in the relationship and how that makes you feel. It should be about you in the situation. Your feelings are hurt. And have him have the opportunity to say, all right, sorry, babe, I'm going to throw this out. Maybe we can make videos together, kind of thing. And he doesn't want to do that, and he does it again. Call it quits. Call it out. Say, hey, I'm not gonna sit in this. I wouldn't say you're still obsessed with your ex. I wouldn't even do that. I'm just like, you know what? That's not for me. I didn't sign up to be with somebody who watches videos of their ex while I'm going down on them. All right, next question. This could be a trigger warning, so I'm gonna give you guys a heads up. I'm 45 male, wife 49 female. WTF? I don't know what to think. This started on a trip a couple years ago. We were away, just the two of us in a hotel, and she says to me, I wish I didn't feel obligated to have sex. We didn't all weekend. This after alluding to our upcoming alone time for more than a week. I had my hopes up. This happened a couple more times on trips since. Now she has said to me several times at home, I love you, but I really don't want to have sex. We are married more than a couple of decades. When we first married, sex was fun and frequent. Then kids and work happened. I didn't push hard, but now that the kids are much older and she is actually working less, I approached her several times about having sex more and got the cold shoulder. Once a week at this point would be great. If she wants it, great. If I want it, she may, but she will make sure I am damn well know that she's not into it. We do all kinds of things together almost constantly other than working together. We go out on dates. We seem to get along very well. We are both in decent shape and healthy. There aren't health issues. I'm so tired of feeling needed but not wanted. I swear I think she would be happy spending every evening after work side by side with our asses on the couch watching something for the rest of our lives. I'm at loss of words and losing hope. I feel sick and hopeless just trying this. I'm not liking where this seems to be headed. How should I move forward? All right. So one, do not pressure your wife to have sex with you. One, if you're doing it, always whimpering like, oh my gosh, I'm not getting enough sex. Oh my gosh, this, and complaining about it. Of course, she's not going to feel, like she wants to have sex with you. You're whining about it, and then she'll feel obligated, and that's not how sex should be. You don't want sex to be an obligation. Sex should be something fun for the both of you. With that being said, other questions here to ask. Are you taking her out on dates? Are you hitting her love language? Are you sitting there and making sure that she feels comfortable? Are you, when she comes home from work, are you like, hey, babe, I got this. Let me take out the trash. Let me do all this. Let me do this. Stay off your feet. Are you making sure that she feels appreciated? Yeah, you take her on dates, but are the dates just for you or the dates more about her? They're not about her at all, and it's all about you. She's not gonna feel appreciative. So one, is your wife feeling appreciative? Is she feel like she's on top of the world? Maybe she's tired. Maybe she just haven't had the time to sit back and just relax and feeling her element, feeling her energy. Are you giving that to her, or are you sitting there like, babe, we haven't had sex, babe, want to have sex, babe, want to have sex? Like, if you keep bugging her with that, yes, she's going to feel like she don't want to have sex, and she's only doing it out of obligation for you, and that's not fun for anybody. So my question to you, are you making sure that she is comfortable? Are you making sure that she's in her element and making sure that she feels like she's on top of the world? Are you giving her validation? Are you taking her out? Are you doing all these things? If you're not doing that, if you're not making sure that she is comfortable and feel her needs are met, yeah, she's not going to feel like she wants to have sex. You said once a week. That's not bad at all. But you have to make sure that she feels ready for it. This is from information I got from other fellow ladies, a list of different podcasts. Sex for females starts after sex. It starts immediately after sex, the next time you want to have sex. So if because men, we're ready to go. We can be, it take us, 30 seconds, sometimes an hour, like give us mind going. Let's ride. But for a lady, it can be as simple as, is he taking the trash out, the house clean, are the kids taken care of? Are we doing this? Is everything ready to go? Okay, everything's all ducks in a row. All right, now I can relax and I can be down to have sex. If none of those things are off, if the dishes are in the sink, if the house is dirty, the kids not taken care of, if something is off, she's not gonna be ready to have sex, and she feel like her mom will be elsewhere, and she's just doing it out of obligation. So you don't want to have it done out of obligation. You want to make sure she's having sex when she's ready to have sex. You want her to be on the prowl to take you and let's go, versus you sitting there, babe, please, let's have sex. So make sure her needs are met. Make sure she's taken care of and everything. And then once she's ready to go, boom. So I don't say do not bring up sex to your wife. Do not sit there and like, babe, please, let's have sex. No. Do not beg for it. Not bring it up. Make sure her needs are met. So I would ask her, hey, babe, what can I do better around the house? What can I do better for you? How can I make you feel like you're seen? Make you feel like you're heard? What can I do for you? What can I do? Start that. And then actually start courting your wife again. Go back to ground one when you first started dating. Go back to what the things you was doing and what her interests are, what her likes are. Hit her with that. Get her with that. Make sure she feel like she's comfortable. Make sure she feel like a 10 out of 10. Because maybe after a few years and maybe she's dealing, her love meter is not as high anymore. Maybe it dropped because she don't feel like she's that number one person when it came to, romance and dating and courtship, she probably fell off on that. So you have to bring her back up to that romance, dating, and courtship. That's where I would go with that. And once you do that, then you might start seeing that she's more interested, ready for sex, and therefore you don't have to ask for it. She's ready to go the moment you walk through the door. All right, next question. What's the intentions of this date? So I, 22 male, have been talking to this girl for a few days on Hinge. We both mentioned how much we love movies and how she wanted to see certain two movies, and they are actually movies I wanted to see as well. So I said, well, maybe we can watch them together. Then she said, if you buy me a drink or two, I'm down. So now the plan is to get drinks and then head over to hers to watch a movie. I'm awfully bad at reading things. Does this sound like a hookup situation or like literally just getting drinks and watching a movie at hers and nothing more? Either way, I'm okay with it as she seems awesome. My profile does mention I'm not currently looking for a serious relationship, and hers doesn't even mention what she wants, while most people put down relationship on Hinge, if that helps more. I'm an idiot. Please help me understand this. Thanks. Go there with the intentions of watching a movie and have some drinks. Do not push anything on her. Do not do anything that make her feel uncomfortable. Go watch a movie and have drinks. If she leans in for a kiss, then you go back with a kiss and let her guide the night. This is your first meeting. I wouldn't even try to do anything sexual. I would go have drinks, maybe put my arm around her. If she comes in close, if she sits on the other side of the couch and you sit down, I'll probably wait till she sits down first and then sit next to her. If she moves away, then you know right then and there she's not looking for anything more than just a buddy to watch a movie and get some drinks with. If she kind of leans into you, maybe you like put her head on your shoulder, then you can put your arm around her. If she starts touching you, like hand or thigh, whatever the case may be, watch her. Let her guide the night. First meeting, you go to her place, let her guide the night. And then once she, want to move it forward, you start taking your clothes off, that's great, have fun. But I would not push anything on this. Be a gentleman, let her guide it, let her take the first step. If she would reach in for a kiss, you go back and kiss her. If she start messing with your clothes, you start messing with her clothes. But I wouldn't do anything first. I would not try to lean in for the kiss first. I wouldn't try to take her clothes off first. I wouldn't go for any of that because she invited you over. You sit there, maybe have a cuddle session, hold your arm, put your arm around her if she leans into you, but I wouldn't do anything other than that. Go watch movies, go have fun, enjoy with a few drinks, and leave it at that. So I wouldn't look at the hookup situation. If the night turns to a hookup situation, you're good to go. I would look at just watching movies and having drinks and maybe some cuddles. And that's cuddles, nothing like put your arm around her if she leans into you. If she leans away, do not try to reach out for her or anything like that. Don't go that route. Just have a good time, enjoy the movies and drinks. All right, next question. Female 56, my husband, male 56, of 20 years, wants to experiment with other men. My husband says that he has been fighting this feeling for years. Our sex life have always been great and his libido is huge, even now. He has asked me for permission to go play with other men, but this is very difficult for me. He does not want to kiss a guy nor have relationships, but he wants to do other things like gay nude parties. I don't know where this came from. When he was in the bath, I looked at his phone and I can see that he was communicating with counselors and others. I know that he has done nothing wrong yet, and that this is really troubling him. This is difficult for me to accept, but he has always been a great husband, father, and grandfather. But I am looking at him differently now, like a stranger. I don't want him touching another person. Even if I say no, I don't know if I can look at him the same way. Any thoughts? This has to be a conversation between you and your husband. He told you how he feels. He told you that he's looking to experiment with other men. And you guys are in a marriage together. And you guys decide to be, together and not have anybody else in your relationship. Just you two. Y'all monogamous. You have to have a conversation with him. You got to ask him, this is how I feel. I do not want you touching other people. We signed up to be monogamous. We signed up to be, in this marriage. I don't feel comfortable going out and dating other people. I don't feel like, mess with other people, other men. I don't want that. I want you to myself. I want to be selfish in this. And that's perfectly fine. It's what you guys signed up for, to be married. He has the opportunity to say, you know what? These are urges I'm having. I can work on this. I don't have to, pursue this. Or you can say, hey, it's come to the conversation between both of y'all and see where y'all want to go along in this path. If y'all want to say, we can separate and everybody have fun with each other, everybody can do what they want. Or you can say, no, this is what we signed up for, this is what we're staying into. And come down to where you guys are at in life, and maybe have to reevaluate your marriage, reevaluate how you guys feel about each other, and evaluate your relationship. It sounds like he doesn't want to hurt you or anything. That's why he's telling you this right now, what he's into and what he wants to try. And he's been respectful of you guys' marriage by talking to you about it versus going out there and doing it, which is great. And just really have to tell him how you feel about this. This is how this makes me feel. This is what what we signed up for, and he has to work on whether or not he wants to continue, saying monogamous, or say, hey, I want to go explore life. Maybe we should separate for a moment, or maybe we should, put our marriage on hold. That's up to him, but he will have to take your feelings into consideration, and you just be honest with what you want. You guys are married. You guys sign up for this for the rest of your life. And go from there. Say like, hey, this is how I feel. And hopefully he sit there and like, you're right, you're my wife. I have these urges, but I'm going to sit here and be a part of this with you. Or you can say, I love you so much. I do not want you to do that, but maybe we can try to, have a hall pass. That'd be the other option. But you need to tell them how you feel. You tell them where you're at, and don't come to a place of like attacking. Just say, this is how I feel. This is where I'm at. This is how, my feelings. And if he appreciates you and he sits and listens to you, and you guys have been married for 20 plus years, then he will, he will have to look at it differently. So tell him how you feel, express that, and go from there. And you guys have to come to a conclusion on what you guys want and where you guys going forward in your marriage, and what marriage looked like going forward. You guys have to talk about that. All right, next question. My girlfriend wanted to try something new. Me and my girl have been together for 3 years, and I'm glad our relationship hasn't had any negatives. We're very understanding and open with each other. She honestly the best person I can ask for. Recently, she asked me if I would be interested in adding a third person into our sex life. Although I was very shocked with the question, I told her I wouldn't mind. She seemed very excited into adding a guy into our sex life, but she wanted to be someone we trust. I have no doubt anyone would disagree into joining because she's very beautiful, but I would want to find someone who respects her and that we can trust. I guess I'm asking, is there any way to do this right? And how do we find a guy we can trust to go forward with this situation? So she wants to bring a third into the room. She wants to bring a guy. Okay, how do you find somebody you can trust in going forward with the situation? Let her choose the guy for one. Let her pick the dude. But you kind of have to court the guy as well. So that means you have to, if whoever she picks, you have to take them on a date, in a sense, to sit down and have this conversation on what you guys' expectations are of the third in the room, what the third can do, what it can't do. You have to sit down and have this conversation with them. So like, go and get coffee, maybe go for some few drinks, get to know the person, and maybe take 2 or 3 dates, in a sense, to get to know the person, to see how comfortable they are in the situation, what their intentions are. You have to sit there and actually talk to get to know the person and actually see what they're about and what they're into, and see what their intentions are going forward. So if you're gonna bring a third into the room, into your sex life, take them on dates. Sit down, get to talk to them. Don't just bring them into the room and like hope for the best. No, get to talk to them, get to know who they are, see where they're coming from before you decide to bring someone in the room. Have a conversation, set boundaries, set expectations, set what you guys expect from both parties here, what he's looking for, what you guys are looking for as a third, what's on limits, what's off limits. Have that conversation before bringing them into the room. Next question. Are some women lying about being turned off by shirtless pics on dating apps? I see it all the time. Shirtless pics are a huge no for me, so cringe. Or I'm swipe left immediately when I see a shirtless pic. Or maybe if there's a good context, it's fine, but usually not. The consensus on matter is nearly unanimous in Reddit comment sections. I added a shirtless gym pic to my Tinder and Hinge profile, and my matches nearly quadrupled on both. I also noticed women were much more likely to message me first. I am not saying all women who say it's a turnoff are lying, but I think some of them are lying. They are on their high horse in the comment section, but when it really comes down to it, many are going to swipe right. So his question is, are some women lying about being turned off by shirtless pics on dating apps? You can't say everybody as a whole don't want shirtless pictures on the dating apps. Just like how guys will see a girl in a bikini and swipe right, a girl will see a guy with a shirt off and swipe right, depending on how attractive she is to that guy. If you're not coming off as a, quote unquote douche in your picture, you're not coming off like just a pure gym head, but you have maybe one shirtless pic of you maybe doing a workout or doing something where you're not just gym pic up in the mirror. And then a girl might see like, okay, that's this one gym pic, but all the other pictures on your profile show you're doing something that you're entertaining, that you're fun, that you like to be hang out with, seem to be likable. They're gonna swipe right on you. The picture at the, cause everybody has their attraction. Everybody wants to be attracted to their partner. So if that's something girls into, like I'm into abs, I'm into pecs, I'm into arms, and you show that in your shirtless gym pic, and that's what she likes, you're gonna swipe right on you when you have everything else, but you have everything else on your profile that matches with, say, your picture at the beach, the picture at, in the hiking, you have a picture at your job, picture with your car. Don't do the car pic, but you know what I'm saying? You're not solely all gym pics and gym selfies. If that's an aspect of your life and somebody sees like, oh, you're fit, and that girl's into fitness, she's gonna swipe right on you. It's not all, and most girls say, oh, let's just all shirtless pics. If it's all shirtless pics, the girls might most likely gonna swipe left. But you have one shirtless pic and another pic with you and your dog, a pic with you and your friends, a pic with you doing something that's not just sitting around smiling and profile pics all the time. Yeah, she's gonna swipe right because she's into that. So girls are not lying. It's just some girls who are like, no, I'm not into that, and not all girls are on a high horse. There's girls who are gonna be into shirtless pics. They want to be attracted to their partner. Just saying. You hear about girls like, oh, I like a dude who has a good body. Girls say that. Look at celebrities. They talk about celebrities. The dudes they talk about are somebody who's probably fit. Michael B. Jordan, Leonardo DiCaprio here and there, like Ryan Gosling, Ryan Reynolds. Like they're dudes that are in shape. They're not just, out of shape dudes. And there's girls who like dad bods, but the dude with the dad bods also have like muscles, and they're not just, pure just flob. So yes, they like a shirtless pic. They want to see that, and the imagination is going to flow as well. So it's not all girls, and girls not all lying about that. It's just some girls you listen to don't want that, and there's other girls who are like, heck yeah, I want that. So post your shirtless pic, but don't let that be your pure profile. That shouldn't be your only thing on your profile, and you have more dimensions to you besides the shirtless pic. Next question. My partner slept with their ex during our break. My partner, 23 female, and I, 22 female, had a dramatic breakup a few weeks ago that only lasted about a week. When we got back together, I asked her if she had done anything with anyone when we were apart. She told me she had gone to a dinner party with her ex, and that her ex had tried to kiss her, or her ex had kissed her. She said quickly pushed the ex off and told her she wasn't interested. This particular ex has been an issue in our relationship since the beginning because my partner cheated on me with her right after she asked to be her girlfriend. They also lived in the same house several months into our relationship, which made me very incredibly uncomfortable, and also I felt a little suspicious. Fast forward to last night, we went out for drinks, and I pushed her to tell me if anything happened between the two of them, and she had told me. Then what she had told me. After several times asking, she finally admitted that she actually had sex with her after the dinner party, and that she didn't tell me because she didn't think it mattered. In my opinion, it would have mattered if it was anyone else. Sorry, in my opinion, it wouldn't have mattered if it was anyone else, but this particular person had already caused me a lot of insecurities in our relationship. Now I don't know what to do or if I can move past this. I know she didn't technically cheat, but I still feel betrayed. Am I being dramatic? Should I just let it go? Okay, so you're already insecure of her ex. You didn't like her ex. You didn't like the fact she was living with her, and that the fact your partner cheated on you with her ex prior, like after she asked you be her girlfriend. You stayed around after the cheating. She cheated on you after y'all established a relationship. Y'all had y'all boundaries, and then she cheated on you. So you stayed around after the cheating. Okay, then y'all broke up. All right. During that week, she went off. She was single. Y'all broke up. She was single. She went off and hooked up with her ex. Then y'all got back together. Then you pushed her to tell you that she did sleep with her ex. So now you're being the pushy one. You're pushing her to tell you. You can't get upset at this. You shouldn't feel betrayed at this. The reason why, because y'all was single. Y'all broke up. Y'all was done. Y'all compute. Not dating y'all not dating anymore. Y'all free to do whatever y'all want to do. She want to go back and hook up with her ex. She can go back and hook up with her ex. The reason why she didn't tell you because she felt like that you're going to be acting this kind of way. You're going to be, insecure and very upset that she hooked up with her ex. But you gotta remind yourself that she was single. You were single too. Y'all got back together after that. So your relationship, y'all break up, single for a week. She hooked up with her ex. Then y'all got back after that. So the boundaries established after y'all got back together. But prior to that, that was free time to do whatever she wanted to do. You can't be upset at that. Now the fact that she went back with her ex immediately after you guys, broke up, that'd be a flag. I'll probably be like, why'd you go hang out with your ex immediately after we broke up? We was together. You didn't take time to separate. No, you went back and got and hooked up. But you can't get mad at her for that. You can't get mad at her for that at all because y'all was single during that time. Now y'all back together. You have the opportunity to say, you know what? I'm gonna stay in this relationship, or you be like, you know what? I can't get past that. It's my feelings. I don't feel comfortable. I just can't get over this. I think we actually should break up for good. I'm going to go handle myself. You go have fun. I'm going to go do me and figure it out from here. And we come back together after, 3 months or a year or, whatever the case may be, fine. But at this point in time, I think I need to take time away from this relationship to figure out what I really want. And there you go. If you're having this dramatic breakup and having these fights and you're upset that your ex is going back to their partner and your ex going back to their partner after you broke up and then you get mad at them for doing something they was doing when they're single, you can't do that. Maybe it's time for you to look inward to yourself and figure out why are you upset and look at it. She didn't do anything to betray the relationship. You guys were single. Y'all got back together. Your boundary starts all over again. And the fact that you can't see that and accept that, maybe it's time that you actually do end your relationship for good with her and move on to focus on yourself. And y'all come back 3 months down the line or 5 months or 6 months or a year. That's fine. Y'all can try again. But I wouldn't try with somebody after a week of being single. You haven't had time to grow. You haven't had time to learn. You haven't had time to figure out who you are. So I think you should break up again to figure that out. Or you can stay in it and be upset, but you can't be upset with your partner for doing what they did because they were single. They were single. You can't get mad at somebody doing something when they're single. All right, next question. Should I, 27 male, bring her 20 females the iced coffee? Recently, I matched with an adorable girl on OkCupid, and we have a lot in common. We were messaging a lot, and she told me that she actually recognized me from the restaurant she works at. I took another look at her pictures and felt silly for not recognizing her right away. Like how nobody knows that Clark Kent is obviously Superman with glasses. I visited her at work yesterday. I thought I was awkward, but she seemed happy to see me. I messaged her last night on OkCupid. Can I get you coffee tomorrow? Her, hey, sorry, just finally got off work. Her, sure, if you want to. I like iced coffees. Me, I can bring you some, but I actually asking you on a date. Maybe at Starbucks. She did not respond. She probably went to bed since it was almost midnight and she was tired from working until 11 p.m. I thought she would message me in the morning before work, but so far she hasn't. Maybe she's ghosting me, or maybe she's just busy getting ready for her shift today. Should I still bring her iced coffee while she's at work? Will this be a sweet gesture that she'll appreciate, or will it seem like a desperate simp for buying her iced coffee without a response yet? Can I get you coffee tomorrow? So you asked, can you buy her coffee? And she said, hey, sorry, I just got off of work finally. Sure, if you want to, I like iced coffees. Bring her the coffee. Bring her the coffee. Go take her to iced coffee. She said, yes, you can. There's your opportunity. Now, you did ask, can I bring her on a date? She didn't respond back to that. I would take her to iced coffee, say, hey, here's your coffee, and then maybe next time you meet her in person, and we take her to coffee, say, next time, can I, take you on an actual date? Can I actually take you time to get to know you? She can say yes, or she can say no right in that moment. But since you offered to give her coffee, and she said yes, she's receptive to that, receptive to getting the coffee, That's as far as you go. Take her to iced coffee, and then when you get that iced coffee to her, ask her, can I take you on a date from there? Versus just sitting there waiting for her, because she probably be like, oh, he's ghosting me. I told him yes, he knows I work, but he didn't bring me the coffee. I probably got ghosted. So I would say it's okay for you to take her to coffee. She gave you the right way to do that. Then from there, ask on a date in person. The ball's in her court. If she says yes, cool. She's like, I'm working right now, I'll get back to you. You can wait around, but also keep your options open. So yes, take her to coffee. You won't be a simp for doing that. What puts you in the simp zone if you start getting her coffee every single day and she's not giving you any energy or time back to you. You're not being a simp for taking her coffee right now. She gave you the opportunity to do that, follow up. She gave you the layup, shoot that shot. Like she gave you the pass, shoot that shot. Next question. What's something you believe about sex when you were a virgin that you realized was not true when you started having sex? That everybody wants to have sex. That's probably the thing I thought when I was a virgin. Like, I'm like, oh, everybody's having sex. Everybody's gonna have sex. Everybody wants to have sex. And no, not everybody wants to have sex. You get in a relationship with your partner, libido is not as high as yours. You might have a high sex drive and your partner doesn't. Your partner might have a high sex drive and you doesn't. Your partner might not want to have sex at all. So just because you want to have sex and you communicate with somebody that you want to have sex doesn't mean that everybody else wants to have sex. That your partner doesn't want to have sex. That's what I've learned when I thought the virgin was like, oh, everybody's having sex, everybody's getting down, everybody's having fun, and then reality is like, no, not everybody wants to have sex, and you have to be okay with dating somebody who's like, I don't want sex at all, I don't even care for sex, and you look at yourself like, maybe if I want more sex, and my partner doesn't want to have sex at all, maybe this is not a relationship for me. Yes, you might say, oh, well, that's Ollie, that's vain, how could you? But sex is a big part of the relationship. People get divorced and break up over sex, or people go off and do things because they're not getting sexually satisfied for somebody else, so they cheat. Sex is a huge part of relationships. Do not deny that. And wherever your version of sex is, where your version like, hey, I'm gonna wait till I'm married, then you gotta find a partner who will willing to wait while you're married. You have a partner who's like, no, skip that, I wanna have sex now, then you gotta say, no, I don't wanna have sex now, I wanna wait, and so forth. Like, I lost my virginity when I was in college, but I wanted to find the right person. I didn't want to just have sex with anybody. I want to make somebody know. Everybody's like, wait for marriage? No, when time was right, I was going to force sex. And when after I had sex, I was like, oh, not everybody wants to have sex. So that's the thing I learned about after losing my virginity. Not everybody wants to have sex. And it's not that big of a deal. Like, wherever you're wherever you are into sex, that's it. Do not put so much pressure on being a virgin. Do not put much pressure on having sex. Just have fun. If your partner doesn't want to have sex, don't force anybody. And they do, mazel tov, have fun. Next question. My girlfriend, 24 female, shared a bed with 2 other guys' friends on a trip. I'm 24 male. Here's what happened. My girlfriend went on a trip to meet her 2 male friends. They have been friends for a long time and they know about our relationship and stuff. I was also chill because she hasn't seen them in a long time and she was excited. Why would I make a scene? Then after she came back, I came to know that she was sleeping on the same bed with the 2 guys. She had shared rooms with them before, but I didn't think it was the same bed. This time it was the same bed. That made me feel bad, but I didn't say anything because I know those guys and won't have any dirty mindset and all, but I still feel like she shouldn't have done that, especially now because we are together. Then I thought, how would she react if she came to know I slept with 2 other girlfriends of mine, assume, but I don't know what will happen. But I don't know what will happen. He's not using commas or anything. It's really making me mad. That might piss her off inside and outside to me. I don't know what she'll say anything. Don't know, this whole thing feels weird. It's not like she didn't have any other place to stay. She had enough time to book hotels and she booked this one bed apartment before like it was okay. She hasn't told me anything about this until I asked her about this trip. Should I feel bad or this is making me possessive or something and should I just ignore it? His typing is not that good. But I don't know her mind, but I don't mind her hanging out with the guys. Feels like the bed thing went a bit too far for me. I want to get some opinions before I tell her directly about feelings. Are you chill with your girlfriend, boyfriend sharing a bed with other guys or girls? How would your girlfriend, boyfriend react to sharing a bed with, for example, for me, sharing a bed with two girls or two guys? That was very convoluted. He didn't use commas. He kind of rambled on. The gist of this is his girlfriend shared a bed with two guy friends of her that she known for years. I would say it's a red flag. I would bring you ask, how she talked to her, say, hey, it made me feel uncomfortable that you shared a bed with two guys. I know that you're two friends. I just feel uncomfortable. I don't like that. Next time we go on a trip, can you get your own place, or can you sleep on the couch? If they want to sleep on the bed, let them have the bed. Now the dudes should have been gentlemen and should have been like, hey, you have the bed, we'll sleep on the floor kind of situation, but they didn't do that. I would just say, hey, it would make me feel better next time if you slept on the couch instead of sleeping in the bed with the two guys. I would go with that. Don't try to make it, well, if the roles are reversed, don't do that. Don't do that, because that'll start an argument. Just say, hey, it made me feel uncomfortable that you slept in the bed with two guys. I know they're like your life friends. I know they're your long friends, but it made me feel uncomfortable. Just give you a heads up. And next time, I appreciate if you didn't do that. I appreciate if you slept on the couch. This is my feelings. And leave it at that. If she had gave you any sign that she's cheating or anything like that, it's a different story. But she didn't give you anything, any indication of cheating. She didn't say anything. She just told you that she slept in the bed with two dudes. And I'll just be like, okay, just, to be honest, it made me feel uncomfortable. It's a red flag. I just feel like next time, could you sleep on the couch instead of the bed, and leave it at that. That would be my advice to you. Next question. 24 female and my friend, ex-boyfriend, 25 male, want to date again, but our relationship is very and always very different. Am I stupid? I met my ex-boyfriend in 2022 and we hit it off immediately. Very different from anyone I have ever met in my life. We started dating 2 months after that and things just went horribly wrong within the first 2 weeks. He wanted a one-sided open relationship. He could see other people, but I wasn't allowed to. My first reaction was a resounding hell no. But at this point, I had already fallen way too hard for him, and I was naive little farm girl. He claimed he was polyamorous. I read up more on it, but nothing about it, what he wanted, made sense if compared to normal polyamorous relationships. Fast forward, I couldn't take it anymore and eventually broke up with him. Okay. We didn't date for very long, but enough damage was done by this point. Fast forward to a few weeks ago and reconnected, and he claimed he had changed a lot. And at first, with him admitting to everything and apologizing, I really thought he had. We both agreed to only be friends, but that didn't last long. After one night of going out and me making out with one of his friends and him getting jealous, one thing led to another, and we talking about dating again. We already technically are dating without the title. What? But we still don't want the same things. He still wants to see other people, but this time, according to him, it's only will be superficial and I'll be his girlfriend. Obviously, I have to stay faithful to him. I genuinely love him, so this is a lot more difficult. So do I agree to go along with what he wants to do, or ask him to completely be monogamous within our relationship, or for an open relationship, which he probably would turn down on both sides, just to cut this off immediately? What do I do? 25, 24, eh? Tell him no. Tell him you want a monogamous relationship. If he doesn't want that, then you out. You end it. One, you made out with one of his friends in front of him, and y'all was dating but not dating, so dating with no title. So y'all exclusive. Y'all just talking. Y'all dating with no title. Y'all just talking, so it means it was fair game, and he got jealous of that. One, get him out of your friend circle. Leave your friend circle. Get away from him. And if he doesn't want to be monogamous, then call it quits. Say, hey, I want a monogamous relationship. Relationships go both ways. You want a monogamous relationship, he shouldn't be able to be polyamorous and then you're monogamous. That's not polyamory. That's pretty much him getting to be wherever he wants, to sleep with whoever he wants, and you don't have fun at all, and you're just sitting here like, oh, I'm waiting for you to come back. No. you want a monogamous relationship, you get a monogamous relationship. Skip him. Do not worry about his, like if he doesn't want to be monogamous with you, that's fine. Let him go off and have, sex with whoever he wants to have sex with, and find a girl who will be open to what he's into. But you're not open to what he's into. You don't have to sign up for that. You'll find another guy out there who's monogamous, who you'll be just as attracted to and have the quality that you're looking for. So to me, leave him. Do not worry about that. Don't put yourself in that stress. You dated for 2 weeks and already got into a fight. What the heck? Yes, he was stringing you along like, oh, this is the world could be. And then the moment you got into it, his intentions were like, I want to be, polyamorous, and you do not get to do anything. That's not polyamory. Leave him. Get the F out. It's not worth your time. All right, we're going to do 2 more reads, and then we're going to call this episode a wrap. So here's the next one. Why do I not find this amazing girl attractive at all? I dated this girl who had an amazing personality, and we were compatible physically too. She broke up with me because I couldn't see a future with us anymore after 3 to 4 months. Hey, at least you're being honest. I miss her a lot though, and for the life of me am wondering why I couldn't develop a deeper attraction to her. I have liked her other women for more shallow reasons and wanted to be in a long-term relationship with them. However, with this girl, she checks almost all the boxes for a relationship, but I did not feel an intense desire such as love developing compared to previous girls. She treated me so well, but I just didn't feel it. At the same time, I can't let her go because she was such a supportive person in my life. Many would be happy with her like a girl like her, but for some reason, I was just not attracted. Has anyone ever experienced this before? How did you deal with this? Edit. So some people have been wondering about my personal history. I was brought up in an extremely abusive household, with a narcissistic mother. As you surmise, this wrapped my perception and internal model of what healthy relationships should be like. I have been to therapy for years and made a lot of progress. However, I'm still not at the place to think it is completely healthy. I used to be attracted to emotionally unavailable women, for example, but it was familiar to my upbringing. I fixed that for the most part. However, there is still things I struggle with and have not fully worked out yet. Okay. That probably plays a part into it. That probably plays a lot into it. You're not used to what a healthy relationship is, but you're saying you don't find her attractive. That is different from like, okay, I find her attractive. I'm physically compatible with her. She checks out my boxes. She's down for me and everything. You're just not physically. You're saying you don't find her attractive, and that's attraction is what your cup of tea is what you'll find attractive. Emotionally available is different, but you say you don't find her attractive at all. That's fine. You can have friends in your life who are, she could become a friend of yours. She's supportive. She got your back, but you don't find her attractive. And that's where it comes down to. You want to date somebody you're attracted to. Attraction gets you to the door, and then from there, everything else come in. But if you can't get through the door, no matter how much supportive she is, no matter how much she got your back, you're just not going to be there. And that's perfectly fine. And it's okay. Don't sit there and try to go and, all right, I'm going to force myself through this, and then find yourself in a situation where you're underneath somebody else's arm because you cheated, because you didn't find your partner attractive from the jump. Attraction gets you to the door. Everything else take you from there. Everything else keep you in the house. Like the emotional connection, the sexual connection, all that kind of stuff keeps you in the house. But the fact that you have to be attractive first is what gets you to the door. And you're not even through the door. You can't even be asked to be stayed in the house. So be honest with yourself. Yes, he checks all your boxes, but you're not physically attracted to her, and that's fine. You can move on and say, hey, I like you as a friend better. I think we should be friends. And she says, okay, I'm down with that. And she's not, then it is what it is. And you just have to be, all right, take that loss on the chin and keep it moving. So, but remember this, attraction gets you to the door. Everything else keeps you in the house. And the fact that she didn't, you're not physically attracted to her or just attracted to her, that's It's something you have to deal with, and don't feel bad about it. You don't want to string somebody else along because, oh, well, she checks all these boxes, so I should just keep her around. You don't want to do that to her because that's not fair to her. You're not attracted to her. Let her go find somebody who'll be attracted to her, who will appreciate her emotionally, appreciate her sexually, appreciate her physically, all these things. Check out all the boxes for them, but let her be with somebody who will appreciate her for who she is, even in her attractiveness, and not just somebody like, well, she checked the boxes, so I just settle. Don't settle. Don't do that to her. Don't do that to her. It's not fair to her. It's not fair to her. All right, next question. To all the men out there, how strongly does post-nut clarity affect your relationship with girls? Does it make you lose feelings for her even though you have been dating her for a long period of time? Just to give some background, I, 25 female, dated a man, 33 male last year. We have known each other for about 6 months as friends and lost contact for about 3 to 4 months until he randomly slipped into my DMs out of nowhere. We got closer with every talk and started talking for 5 to 6 hours a day on FaceTime, long distance. Then we finally met probably after 4 months of talking, and we spent a few days together, live like a couple without having sex. This thing continued for another 4 to 5 months, a year in total. We met a couple of times. We did not have sex yet. And finally the day came when I was ready and we agreed to have sex. The next day he turned 180 degrees, started acting distant all of a sudden, and started calling me by my first name, which he never did before because he always called me by my nickname. It was like I became a total stranger to him. He faded away from my life slowly. As you can imagine, I was hurting. We are currently in North Carolina. I have been trying to know since what happened to him, and I came across the word again and again, post-nut clarity. Does it affect so strongly in man's head? Was I too ugly for him? Because I thought he found me attractive. I am not the most beautiful looking girl, but I am fairly attractive and never had a problem attracting men. Then what happened? Was it something that I did that pushed him away? And how come I became a total stranger to him again? All those questions to this day eats me. Whenever I tried talking to him after that, he wouldn't answer or change the topic. I know he truly cared for me at some point. He flipped so suddenly, I am still traumatized. How many of you have experienced post-nut clarity, and does that make you lose feelings for a girl? No, it does not. It does not at all. This guy was playing a long game with you. He was looking to hook up. He slid back into your DMs, looking for the moment to hook up. He probably is cheating. He probably has somebody else on the side. And he was like, all right, I'm going to work this slow play out, get to know her, act like I'm here for her and all these things. It's a narcissistic game plan. I'm sorry, but you got played, and he played a slow play, and I don't think there's a way for you to avoid this guy. This guy, he knew what he was doing from the jump. He was looking to have sex, and it was completely how long he was going to give it up. And when you decided to do that, he was like, all right, I'm out. I got what I wanted. I'm out. It's not because you wasn't beautiful. This is why he hit you up in the first place, because you was attracted to him. You said you guys were talking to each other for 3 to 4 months, and then you're talking to each other for 6 months and lost contact, and then he slipped back into your DM after 3 to 4 months. The fact that he slipped back into your DMs, he already had your phone number. He could have hit you up and say, hey, how you been? Can I take on a date? He didn't do that. He played a slow play out. I know y'all was long distance. Then he finally showed up. You were somebody he can go to, get away from his current relationship if he was cheating, and then come around, mess up, hang out with, and then hook up and dip. He was playing a slow play. He was getting his emotional connection from you, building you up on his relationship, and then boom, y'all wasn't in the relationship. Y'all didn't set boundaries. It's really hard to say like you could watch out for this. You can't. But I will tell you this right now, it's not anything you did wrong. You did nothing wrong. This was all on him. He was playing the slow play game. You're still beautiful. You're gorgeous. Believe that to yourself. He was playing a slow play game. He was trying to find a way to get out, cheat on his current relationship, and he found that way. He was cheating from the jump. For him to do a 180 and dip, yeah, he was just trying to get sex from you, and that was it. It was nothing else about that. He was like going to play this game until he got it, and he got it. It's shitty. I'm sorry to say, but do not lose hope. Do not get down on yourself. I would say next time, you can say, hey, ask him what his intentions are, watch his actions and see what he's about. But it really, it's for somebody to play a game like that, it's hard to see who they are until they actually show themselves. And then from there, you gotta make a decision whether or not you want to keep trying to chase this guy or be like, no, what, screw you, man. I thought we were gonna do something. It hurts. And let that hurt sink in. But then you'll find somebody who really appreciates and values you, who won't do that to you, who won't just have sex and leave. So post nut clarity is it. Guys will build this thing up about sex and builds up, and after sex, they'll be like, okay, I was here because I was horny. But to me, 6 months to do this, or almost a year of being horny, that's crazy. See here, he said, we finally met after 4 months of talking and we spent a few days together, lived like a couple while having sex. This continued for another 4 to 5 months, a year in total. Don't count the year, for one. 4 months of talking and we spent a few days together, lived like this a couple of months. This will continue for another 4 to 5 months. Y'all spent a few days together, lived like a couple while having sex. He was playing the long game. I wouldn't continue the timeline. Oh, we've been together for a year. Do not look at it that way. It was not together for a year. Y'all never established y'all was in a relationship. He was literally out there messing around and he's like, oh, I got it. I'm out. This dude was playing games. So to me, there's not a way to, it sucks, but there's not a way to prevent this from happening. A guy's going to do that, and regardless of, if he cares about you, he won't do that. This dude didn't care. He was playing a long game. How do you're like, okay, Ali, well, how do I prevent myself from doing this? Establish your boundaries. Say, hey, I'm not going to have sex until I'm in a relationship. If that's something that you feel comfortable saying, like, all right. Or say, you know what, I'm ready to have sex. I'm going to have sex. I don't care what's going to happen after this. But that post-nut clarity thing, I wouldn't even put in stock into it. It's that dude just pretty much playing the game until he got sex and then he dipped. It's not post-nut clarity. It's him playing the game. I actually don't believe there's such a thing as post-nut clarity. Like, oh, I got sex, I'm out. No, dude was trying to have sex. It wasn't like a post-nut, oh, I'm going to put it in his relationship. He was playing the game. And he was going to string you along until he got sex and he got what he wanted, he dipped. That's shitty. And I would say going forward, be mindful of that, okay, this dude here for sex or he's here for me. If he's here for me, set your boundaries. I don't want to have sex till I'm in a relationship. All right. And then watch his actions. If you want to have sex, go have fun. You don't have to wait till a relationship, but do not expect the dude to hang around. Oh, he has sex, never move forward. No. You have sex because you want to have sex, not because you're expecting him to commit after having sex. Don't do that. All right, guys, I know that's a horrible way to end this episode. I feel like a lot of episodes end with me like giving some hard facts and then dipping. But thank you guys for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating. I really appreciate y'all. Please like, share, subscribe. Please tell your friends and family. And also, if you have a question, you can put in the comment section below, or you can message me on Instagram and TikTok. I'll answer on the episode of Nerdy Dating. And also, you can send to alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. That's alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating, and keep being awesome. Thank you for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating. I really appreciate it. If there's another episode you want to watch, you can look at it right there. If you want to subscribe to the page and watch more content, it's down here. Also, you have a question about dating, you want to put it in the comment section, go ahead and do it. Or you can send me your dating question to my email of alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. That's alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. And I will answer your question on the next episode of Nerdy Dating. Thank you so much for watching the show. I appreciate you, and keep being awesome.